Right. So before all of you begin, I'd like to welcome you all. I'm sure some, Elizabeth and Michelle will be able to do that. So yeah, welcome to Youthful Expressions. And I can see Immaculate is there. She's joining us straight from the bus. Straight from the bus, wherever you're going with her. I can see Job. Hey, Job is here. Job Niaje, man. Job is here. Job is an amazing, amazing lead guitarist. If it's the same Job that I know. I can see Zeus is here. Zeus, man. Brian Mwenyewe, thank you for coming. Yeah. Yeah, and we have a lot of people. Immaculate is here from the Africa Online Vocalists Team Season 2. Yeah. Usitoe masks. Nod to. Tutajua unasikia. Good, very good. There you go. Tutajua unasikia. And Brian is here. Brian was one of the judges of Africa Online Vocalist Season 2. Brian. Zeus mwenyewe. Okay, let him fix himself up. But I see Job is here. Job, hi. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you, sir.
Yes. I was telling these people you are a very good lead guitarist, my friend.
No, I'm still learning. You can't perfect.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So, yeah, karibu sana bana. It's been long since tuonane, man.
asante sana.
Yeah, karibu sana. So, with that being said, I'm trying to find the co-host. I'm trying to find the co-host. She's supposed to be here, but one of the hosts is here, Elizabeth Mwaura. And while I'm trying to find the other one, the other musketeer, I'm going to give the floor to Elizabeth to take over. But just a few house rules. Florence and QOB are joining up. So just a few house rules. Switch off your mics unless you are addressing someone or unless you are being addressed. Yeah. It's room courtesy. And then we are recording this session so that we can be able to have things to go back to and being able to reflect on what we've been able to do. So yeah, switch off your mics. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them on the chat, and then the host will be able to address it accordingly. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome, it is my pleasure to welcome Elizabeth Mwaura as I look for the other host. Elizabeth, thank you.
Thank you so much. Allow me to have my video on. Yes, I hope you're all doing well. As you've heard, my name is Elizabeth. Karibuni sana. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I am the host, and we are waiting for Michelle. But before then, I want to welcome you all. Karibuni sana. If you got to hear about this session through your friends, maybe through the poster, karibu sana for even purposing to attend. And I can see we have quite a big number here. We are 10 of us. Thank you so much for joining. So I don't know, Michelle Midigo was to join us. She's the host, the main host actually, and she will join us as we continue. But karibuni sana, and I hope you're going to learn together. And this is courtesy of J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment. Yes, and he's the one who has just talked to us, was the CEO of that company, and we appreciate him a lot for joining us and for enabling us to have this platform. So I am still buying time to wait for the main host. She was to start, so I don't know if Rodrigo, you've been able to get him, to get her. I mean, we can. I don't know.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm actually on call with Michelle. I'm trying. We're trying to. She's having a few network problems, but we're going to get her just in a bit. So yeah, she's having a bit of network problems. We're going to get her in a bit.
Okay. So maybe we can a little bit wait for her, because she was maybe actually to start the meeting. But before then, let me welcome you once again. Thank you, Job, for joining us. Thank you, Faith. I can see Faith has joined us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Immaculate. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Joel, for joining us. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Zaz. And QOB, thank you so much for joining us. I hope we are all going to learn something. Yes, this is Zoom session and courtesy of J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment. So yes, so we are still waiting for the main host. She is to start the meeting in a few. Yes, so I don't know. Should we wait for him, Rodrigo? Should we wait for her?
Hi, Elizabeth. No, I think you guys should start as I sort her internet issues out, her connectivity. But in the next 5 minutes, she'll be back. She'll be right there.
Okay. Okay. So I think we can start. Thank you so much. I want first of all to thank God for helping us to be here. So thank you so much again for joining us. I am Elizabeth Mwaura and this is Zoom session, and today's topic is such an interesting one. So we thank the Lord for this far and today for helping all of us to be here. And I can see Faith. I don't know, Faith, if you can hear me, can just say hi. I don't know if she's here. Faith,
Yes, hello.
hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm fine. Thank you for this meeting. We're really expectant.
Asante sana. Thank you so much for joining.
And I'm riding on her watch. Mercy here.
Mercy, thank you so much, Mercy, for joining us.
You're welcome.
So I can also see Joel. Joel is also here. Joel, say hi.
Hello.
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing?
I'm doing fine.
Uko salama, Joel?
Oh, niko salama. Pole, ni network kidogo tricky.
Sawa sawa. Asante sana for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you too.
Sarah, if you can hear me, you can say hi. Sarah. Maybe she's not hearing me. Then I can see Infinix. I think this Victoria. Hi.
Hello. So some good news, Elizabeth. Miss Midigo has been able to join us, so everything is okay now. I see Comfort is here as well. Thank you.
Yes. So maybe Michelle can start off with us and say hi.
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 Unanisikia?
Tunakusikia.
I'm so sorry for the delay. I don't know what happened, lakini shetani ashindwe. Guys, this is not working. Wait,
Okay.
now can you see me?
Hi.
Okay, so Elizabeth, is that?
Huh? Hi.
Hi.
Sasa.
Good evening, everyone. Mitchell Midigo, and sorry for the delay. Like I said, I had network issues. And I'll be on this today together with Elizabeth Mwaura. I'll give her time to introduce herself. First of all, I would like to thank God for this grand opportunity He has given to me. Don't take it in vain. I would also like to appreciate the company powering this session, J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment Collective. Thank you for this grand opportunity. I'd also like to thank you all for joining, though I came in late. I feel so embarrassed, but it's okay. Back to you, Beth.
Thank you so much for joining us, Michelle.
Welcome.
We are waiting for you. So maybe we can maybe start off. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I think we can start off, Michelle. Unaonaje?
Na tuanze.
Start off. Yeah, so I think maybe we can first give you the chance tunaambia kitu about our topic today. Our topic today is love languages, but we were thinking maybe we could start from the word itself, love. Maybe we can start by defining love. Before we get to love languages, we get to know what is love and everything that comes with it. So maybe Michelle, you can take us through.
Okay, so like that says, we're going to do speaking about love languages, and we'd like to start from so it love is actually basic, primary emotional thing for every human. So I'd like to get different opinions and definitions about.
Hi, Michelle.
Yes.
You're saying husikikali vizuri, so maybe we can do something about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry again for interrupting. Let's all switch off our mics. That will make it easier for Michelle to be able to communicate. Let's all switch off our mics. That will make it easier for Michelle to communicate. And yeah, let's do that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I'm clear.
Tunakusikia, Michelle.
Okay. As I was saying, we'll start off with defining love as the primary topic. So I'd like to get different definitions about love. So Beth.
Yes.
Beth, you froze. Give us a definition about love.
For me, I think love is a choice. First off, I think my definition of love is this deep connection between someone, like maybe with me and maybe my family, with me and my sisters and my friends. So I think love is a deep connection where you get to do things, you can get out of your way to do anything for the people you love. And I think that is what I can define love. What do you say?
Yeah, I think you've said the bigger part of it, but for me, I think love is giving someone the power to hurt you, but you're trusting them not to hurt you. You understand? So like love actually it's a universal thing that makes the world go round. So that's love is the choice. It's a choice that you give someone. No, it's the choice that you have to give someone the power to hurt you, but you expect them not to hurt you back. But you're trusting them not to hurt you. So the basic foundation of love is trust. Yeah, you get Elizabeth.
Yeah, I do think yes.
So the objective of learning the 5 languages of love is to have tighter bonds first with friends, with family, to have better communications with their siblings, and to even for those who are dating, and you'll have less drama and awkwardness when you learn the 5 languages of love. For me, I say that we all want to be loved and to be known, but our ways, we have unique ways to feel loved. Like we both have different primary love languages. That's my main idea. And learning love languages is like learning a new language, a new native language, like for example, French. So you'll need like to put your mind to it to learn it. It's not easy at first, but if you put your mind to it, I think learning the basic the 5 love languages will be easy for you and for the people around you. Yeah. So Beth, I think we should discuss about, before we go to the 5 love languages, we should discuss about falling in love as a phase, falling in love. What do you think about it?
I don't know. I can be corrected, but I think for me, I think I don't believe in falling in love. I believe growing to love someone. I don't believe that kwanza hii yenye here you meet someone the first time and then boom, I have fallen in love with you. So I think for me, I think you grow in love. You grow to love someone. So for me, I don't believe in falling in love. What do you say?
How about family and your friends and love
Uh,
with them?
I think about my family and friends.
Mhm.
I you grow to love them, like the things you get to do together, the time you spend with each other. I think love gets to grow. It gets to grow each and every day. Everything we get to do, yes, and yes, I think for me, as family and friends, the more we spend time together, the more maybe you get to call each other, the more we get to do everything together, we get to love them. So yes, I think that's it for me.
So okay. All right. So love, you have said everything, but you have mentioned the 5 languages in everything you have mentioned. Have you noticed? You said the time you spend to spend with each other, the things, the activities you do together. Umesema nini ingine? Remind
uh
me.
nimesema pia story na kucall, when you get to
Uh-huh.
call, kupiga simu, and you get to spend time together, maybe kubayana gifts. You get to buy gifts to the people you love, your family, your friends, and even your guy for ladies and the ladies for the guys. Yes.
Yeah, I think the people who have joined, they have their different views about love. Do you mind in the comments?
Yes, maybe I'll start with Mercy. Mercy,
Mhm.
come first. Mercy. Maybe define, unaweza to define your definition of love. You can just give a short definition of the meaning of love to you.
Hello.
Again,
Uh-huh.
guys, please let's remember to switch off our mics if you are not speaking. That makes it easier. So sorry, so sorry.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, nilikuwa nimetoka kidogo, but I've heard you asking the definition of love. Yes. Okay, so I think according to me, love is love, love. Okay, how can I? Love has a lot of things in it. Love, I'll say according to the definition of the Bible, because that's what I think is the best definition for me. Love believes all things. Love does not insist on its own way. Love is patient. Love hopes all things. Love never ends. So I think when I receive love from someone, I will look at it in ways. For example, is that person patient with me, or is that person does that person show patience, or is the love on one thing specifically, or is it generally about who I am and what I have? Is that person showing hope, maybe, or a future? Yeah, so that's what I think love is. Yes.
Uh-huh. Mercy, can you
Thank
have something love?
Okay, so hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello. uh, okay. Basically, mmesema the definition of love, so I don't know what to add. Okay, maybe love is what? Sacrificing yourself for someone in good times and in bad times. It is giving yourself out. Like, I think you get what I'm trying to say, but actually love is all the things that you have said, and yeah, it's all about sacrifice and yeah, and willingness to love to give affection to a person, no matter how they are, to accommodate.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Michelle.
So Elizabeth, hey, Zoom, there's a guy who there's a guy called Zeus. He has said that love is a feeling. Love as a sacrifice and sharing in feelings. Yeah. Do you get? So love is a sacrifice and sharing of feelings or something. Zeus, will you try to elaborate who Zeus?
Amesema love is a sacrifice and sharing in feelings.
Oh, he can't get his mic to work, but it's okay. We'll try to elaborate later on. So that now back to the second thing. Is love a feeling or a choice?
Kwanza before niendelee amesema hapo ata explain everything kwa chat. So maybe for that. But I think for me, I think love ni choice. Love ni
Why
choice.
not?
Because feeling see high last. Feeling inaweza isha. Like if I say that I love you because I have a feeling, niko na feelings for you, I think that hiyo inamaanisha kuna time itafika feelings ziishe. So it means that maybe your time ikifika I will not be able to love you. Nacheki. So, but I think for me, love ni choice. You choose to love someone. And then another thing with feelings, it is not I last for long. Maybe naweza kupenda, if I take it as feeling, naweza kupenda in the good times, whereby maybe something good ikikuhapenia, I am there to celebrate with you. But when something bad happens, natoroka, you see. But I think love is a choice. Love is a choice. Yes, for me, I think love is a choice. But ninaona hapa amesema if feelings can last, if they but when feelings are true they last, yes, but kuna if tukieka for love is a feeling, okay, I think but it's both a feeling and a choice. What do you think?
Yeah, sasa imagine ile situation huko mtu tu anakwambia yani mimi nasikia nimekupenda tu bed. Nasikia tu the point, nasikia tu nimekupenda. So it's a feeling, right? But choosing to love someone like let's say a long-lasting relationship, that is a choice.
Yes.
But love, we can also say it's a feeling, but is then true love is the choice. It's making a choice to love like unaget like kabisa. But it's feeling that to love someone like true love is the choice. Now we say like I choose to love you regardless what happens, right?
And I think hata tukiendelea kwanza I have seen Zaz ametuma nini yake what he meant, amesema from Zaz amesema first of all from Immaculate amesema but when feelings are true they last, which is true. Then he has said love is a choice, but when the choice is not valid anymore, it turns out to be a feeling and degrades rapidly, which is very true. Then Job Njiru amesema love is an intense feeling or affection towards someone. So hapa ameleta the issue of intense feeling. So he says love is an intense feeling, which is okay. Kiobi amesema love is a choice to express the feeling of love to someone, which is very true. Then Joel says, I would say love entails feelings and choices, which is very true. God is love, and the way we can't fully define God, the same way we can't define love. But when we can define the aspects of love, which is very true. And Sarah amesema love is a feeling and also includes your thoughts. Then Zasa amesema, why would we make a choice to love someone? Materialistic stuff. Thank you so much, Kwanza, for bringing your comments and what you think. I think that is so helpful. At least we can get to hear your feedback. Na kama uko na swali, yes, you can post it, you can raise your hand tutaona, and then pia you can chat with us. So what do you think, Michelle?
So for me, I think we have all concluded that love is a choice. Many have said about the godly love, which is like Joel. I would say love entails feelings and choices. Yeah, so it's feeling and also it's a choice. God is love, and the way we can fully define God, the same way we can define love, but we can define the aspects of love. Yeah, so I think we have concluded that love is a choice, right? So, and for us to have, okay, now this, we'll have to know that a long-lasting love requires hard work and internal depth of choices. Therefore, love isn't a feeling, but an action of choice. Yeah? So I think, but now we can go to the 5 love languages. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Before that, kuna hiyo swali yenye nani ameuliza. Ameuliza hapo, why would we make a choice to love someone? Maybe I can try to say that we make a choice to love someone because if we say that I think mi naona kama love ni choice, because not in a materialistic way, but ile yenye if we say their feelings was in a fade away. So if I say that love is a feeling, what happens when that your day niamke nijifeel sikupendi ama nijifeel leo sina seki ya kukupenda, you see itakuwa like tunaenda na feelings. So and you know feelings, they vary. So maybe this morning you just feel I don't love you I don't love any other person. So but if I still have that choice that I made, that nimeamua I will love you, even when the feelings are not agreeing to it, I will still love you no matter what. Unaona aje, Michelle?
Yeah, right. Love is a choice. But sasa tukienda ile aspect ya dating, let's say, kuna hiyo falling in love, your session yenye mko falling like you're so blind for this person, like you see this person is the perfect one. Yani huoni mtu mwingine, nimesema ni Beth, unashika hiyo part. So this falling in love, at first it's obsessive and addictive. And with sasa hiyo team napatanga different illusions that I can't stay without Beth, without Beth I'm not happy, you see. So hiyo ndio kitu literally young people focus on, but they don't understand in order to have a long lasting relationship lazima mtoke hiyo face ya falling in love. That's where you're blind. Now it's when you get to now understand each other's differences and you embrace them. So but sasa we are supposed to learn, as we learn the 5 languages, to learn how we can get through from the first stage of falling in love to now the second stage of a long-lasting relationship. So love is basically a choice. True love is basically a choice where you don't choose to love you. I should not like until asubuhi naamka, like you've said, last asubuhi naamka sisikii kukupenda tena, nimechoka. So you see, that is not true love. But true love, that person will stay next. That's why we say the love of a family, mostly it's true love, because your mom loves you ukikosea, usipokosea. Ukianguka mtihani, usipoanguka. So like, whether you fail in exam or not, your mom still loves you. Whether you utachapwa leo alafu mcheki, you see, that's true love. But there are people after any argument, they're like, even I didn't want to be around you, you see? So that's not love. That's what we want to make things clear, that love, true love, actually, let me say, true love is a choice, right?
Yes,
I think we are going to go to the 5 languages, right?
Yes, we are. Yes, send us straight to the 5 love languages. So I think we are going first to have to some about the love languages. Then after that, we are going to learn how to identify our love language. And first off, I think kitu yenye tumemake basic kwanza ni eti history na love language, it doesn't only concern the people who are dating. Hata in a family, we need to learn the love language of our parents, the love language of our sisters, and the love language of our brothers maybe, or even our friends. So basically si story na dating peke yake, si ndio?
Yes, not at all.
Yeah, so before we continue, there's another post from that amesema, you'd make a choice to love someone for something he or she has. Then happens that when that materials are gone, your choice goes invalid. And if he or she had made a true choice to love you, then love becomes a feeling once he or she realizes he or she was being used. And then Kyobi asked, why not a feeling? I think according to venye here may explain you, I'd say they are both. I think love is both a choice and a feeling. I think you get to make a choice first to love someone, and then it becomes a feeling. So, but mainly it's a choice. But for the sake of everything, then maybe we can say ni both a choice and a feeling. Unaona aje?
I think we can ask Rodrigo.
Hello guys, I'm sorry, I was laughing in the background because I know even amongst us, all of us, how much of a discussion that is. But again, like I think, like you said, and I agree with both of you, that yes, while we have been taught to say that love is a feeling, technically I agree with you by saying love is a choice. And why do I say it's a choice? I say it's a choice because look at what happens. Let's jump a bit to when guys get married. Look at what happens to the pastor. What does he do? He tells them, do you make the choice to love this person, whether they are sick, whether they are old, whether they are big, whether they are small, whether they have a nice ass, whether they don't? Do you choose to love this person regardless? And for you to say, I do, that simply means you're making the choice to love this person. And then he ends by saying, until death do you part. Right? So that necessarily, the fact that you say, I do, means it's a choice I am making. And I think that's the thing about the youth of today, that, it's not so clear. That love is really not a choice. It's not a feeling, sorry. It's not a feeling, it's a choice. When you start to date, for example, when you start to date, let's say, for example, I'm dating Ima, and I know Immaculate, she wants to sleep, but she can't because she's on a matatu somewhere heading to work. If I'm dating Immaculate, for example, I have to make the choice to want to be with her. Yes, there's the fact that, when I approached her, I was feeling a certain way, and that's why I'm asking her. But what I think you as host are saying, and I think Zeus is also into this, he says that at the end of the day, for you to make that feeling, to move from a feeling to a choice, is where you say, now I am deciding to be with this person, even as we're dating. I am deciding I'm not going to look at any other girl the way I look at this girl. I'm deciding I'm going to look at Rodrigo as Immaculate in a different way than I look at all other men. So technically, whether you like it or not, love is a choice. Or let's make it simple, like I think Michelle said it, the choice to love is a choice. Everybody has feelings. I mean, you can have feelings today, tomorrow you wake up, they're no longer there. And that's why you see there are a lot of divorces and a lot of breakups, because most people go into love thinking that, I have a feeling, I like you, I love you, and I feel nakupenda. But then tomorrow when you wake up, and whatever you loved is no longer there. Maybe alikuwa na macho poa kama ya mtawale, alikuwa na macho green, alafu anaamka hana macho ya green tena. Alikuwa na biceps, alafu hiyo dendi ameambiwa na daktari, bro, itabidi ukule kwa sababu tunakupeleka surgery msee. So whatever you loved is sort of disappearing. But choosing to love someone is all about, I'm loving you, whether there's bad, good, or ugly. Tunasema the good, the bad, and the ugly, yeah? So I think that's it.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Actually, you have elaborated everything. I don't think anyone should have questions after this. So we have agreed love is a choice, not a feeling. Yeah. So, Elizabeth, let's to the 5 languages. But there's a question.
There's someone who wants to say her comment na ameiweka kwa chat. I thought alikuwa anataka kusema via audio. Sarah, Sarah, would you want to say something ama umwe? Sarah,
Hi.
hi.
Okay, I wanted to present my view on that, but I may take one, I guess a sentence or a paragraph or something. But adding to that, I will say like to truly love someone, like with smart love, you need to use your head as well as your heart, because love abounds in knowledge and insight. Like you just can't keep your understanding and the true nature of something, like the ability to see the motivation behind thoughts and action. So the moment you stand there like to love a person, you're supposed to use your head. And for as much as we are saying it's a choice, yes, it's a choice, but then remember we are always commanded to like love your neighbor as you love yourself. Like love itself, like it's a commandment. Like we are told it's not even a choice. Like we are commanded to love. But then choosing a lifelong partner, like you're supposed to use your mind and your heart. You just don't decide with your heart like, oh yeah, I have feelings for this guy and so am I doing everything for me. No, you're supposed to use your mind and your heart. Thanks.
Thank you. Asante sana for that. I can see maybe Michelle Nikisonga as we go to straight to love languages, but you can still be going on reading what people are saying. Maybe we will have that time to come out what people are saying. But there's something interesting nimeona hapa kwa chat, and I think maybe we can first deal with that. Ni Job Njiru ameuliza, do you guys know that love is measurable? I don't know. What do you think, Michelle? Is love measurable?
What actually they're all asking right now, I think we'll answer them as we go ahead with the love languages. Like majibu ziko tu hapo. If love is measurable, that's why we look at it the love language of acts of service. You see? Giving gifts and everything. So let's proceed. We'll answer you in a while.
But I can see watu washaanza kujibu anasema love is immeasurable, but before that I think I can just go straight to love languages. So these are, I think maybe you can look for that book. Kuna book inaitwa The 5 Love Languages, and it's a very nice book. But yeah, you can go look near Gary Chapman. It's a beautiful book. But before then, we can go straight. And my first, not mine, but the first love language ni words of affirmation. Yes, that's our first love language ni words of affirmation. So maybe if I can just say words of affirmation, nile yenye tukieka in lame words, nile ya kuambiana vitu tamu tamu. I love you, I value you so much, you look beautiful. Yani yuta tu words tutamu tamu. Now that is words of affirmation. See it in jina kubwa. Words of affirmation is where you assure someone kila time that unampenda, anakaa mrembo, kama ni kijana anakaa cute, amevaa poa, unamwambia tu vitu tamu tamu. So that's it for words of affirmation. And there are people who have such as their primary love language. So una nini inaweza kwa their primary love language, whereby that is how they are shown loved. That is how they feel loved. Akiambiwa tu vitu tamu tamu. So yes, I hope that is our first love language, which is words of affirmation. So Michelle, do you have anything to add on that?
Yes, actually I have a lot. I don't know if we have time. So words of affirmation, I think what people need to understand about words of affirmation, these are trustful words, spoken or written. You don't have to say it, you can write it. So you get the point. You don't have to write it, you can say it. They are trustful words, spoken or written from one person to another. See, from a cow to a person, from one person to another, like from me to my mom, from me to my brother and everyone out there, right? So those are trustful words, spoken or written from one person to another to uplift and encourage. Not necessarily to make you feel at, oh my God, you're beautiful this morning. No, they can be like a word of uplifting someone. Okay, in a family case, for example, no, not for example. I'll say to uplift or encourage and make the recipient feel loved. For example, if I tell you, Beth, this morning you look great. And when I saw you, I felt like this morning will be so bright. How do you feel? Come on.
Feeling so nice.
Like you get the courage and the oomph to do something, because I actually, not necessarily your boyfriend, not necessarily your dad, but I have told you that you look nice this morning and you look so inspiring, right? So words of affirmation not necessarily should be about love. You can even say about something like encourage someone. Like you've seen someone sitting down, that person is crying, and you tell that person, you know what? I've looked at you and I've seen potential in you. I see like you're a person who's going far. Those are words of affirmation. I'm telling you, kama yule mtu alikuwa alikuwa na idea ku commit suicide, trust you me, hata commit because of just that one word. What they should understand about words of affirmation. Those are not flatter. You know, flatter is not sincere. I can come and tell you that I love your eyes. You see? Flattering is like manipulation. So don't confuse words of affirmation with flattery. That's one thing. And words of affirmation are actually grouped into, I think, 4. There are words of appreciation. You can appreciate your parents. Like one day you just come in and you tell your dad, Dad, thank you for working so hard. Thank you for helping us. We have not slept hungry. Trust you me, hata kama baba na kazi atapata psych. Kesho asubuhi, like my daughter sees what I'm doing, so like I'm ready to do anything for her regardless of how small it is, right? So those are words of appreciation. Words of encouragement, that applies to someone who has a low spirit or a low self-esteem. To those people who feel like, I cannot do these things because maybe I'm not tall enough. I cannot model because I'm not slim enough, you see. But you come and tell someone, you know what, Michelle, you're pretty, you're beautiful. I love your eyes. I love your, you see. You have the potential. You don't have to be a model. You can be even like, for example, you can be on the covers of a magazine and you're not thin. At si lazima uende kwa platform model, you see. But that's because someone said, Michelle, you're beautiful and your face can be used in very many places worldwide, you see. And next, it's words of praise. There are people who do great things, but watu hawaoni. Like unapata kuna mtu kwa kanisa ataosha apanguze viti, but hakuna mtu anampraise. Unaona hata pata hiyo side ya kufanya kitu, like unaona nakuja na apanguze. Although I know maybe that person is not doing for sure, but it won't take creativity or effort to go and tell that woman or chat, for example, mwambie, Mom, I see you do a lot of work. Like without you, this church haingekuwa ikiproceed. You see, that word of praise inamfanya hata apate psyche ya kuendelea na to do service for people. Also, another one is words of kindness. What you say matters, yes, but how you say it also matters a lot. Like one statement can be so different regarding of how you're saying it. Like today I can say, give me an example, Beth, of how you can say something and it makes a total different explanation.
Oi, Jesus. Help me out, please.
Okay. So, okay, I think how we speak is important. Like the ancient one said, a gentle response can turn away wrath. If, for example, I come in the room and I'm so annoyed with you, and I start making fusses all over and throwing tantrums all over, then you just tell me, Michelle, calm down, let's talk it easy. No. Beth, That
No,
has
no.
proven.
Hata piga.
Sorry guys for interrupting. 70OMML. Tafadhali, tunasikia hiyo ng'ombe kwa hapo kwa background ikilia. Tuzimie mic. Thank you.
So as I was saying there, how we sense things actually matters a lot. For example, as I was saying, that a gentle answer turns away wrath. For example, in a conflict, najua tunakuwa na conflicts everywhere. Like we fight with our siblings, we fight with our friends, with our colleagues, or even with our you say like okay, I'm sorry for even with our, let's say for example, I'm trying to give a good example about this. Words of kindness. Like mature love speaks kindly. That's what I know. Mature love speaks kindly. Like if you're shouting, I cannot be shouting at you because hakutakuwa na communication hapo. One person has to be cool. So that's where we all choose to be the bigger person in this. I've seen Magical Jomba has joined. Welcome, Jomba. So Elizabeth, do you have another example about words of kindness?
Not quite, but there's something interesting nimeona kwa chat. I think I will want to handle. Kuna hii yenye tumeambiwa hapa, there's something that Sarah has said that it is because they say they love us, and if the feeling is mutual, then the efforts will be equal. So if you don't get the same efforts from the other side, your love is one way. So yeah, if I experience this with someone and I'm like noticing I'm putting too much effort, I'll head away. Then someone else says, nowadays words of affirmation as you have described them seem to lose power as you head further into the relationship. That's just after the blind stage of knowing each other. First off, I think I disagree with that. Because words of affirmation happens even in marriage, and that is why I started off by saying love is a choice. Sorry, kuna ndege inapita hapa kwetu, so but first of all, love is a choice. Love is a choice, and that is why if you decide to, if you get to learn that maybe love language in a relationship, the first of your partner need words of affirmation, there is no way you can say it, Aisha. You can get to, even in later, even when you're still in 60, you can still tell your wife and a rambo. It's you to, that's why I said it's a choice. You choose to do that. You choose to get out of the way to tell someone words of affirmation, to affirm them each and every affirmation. Happy, you can choose to affirm someone each and every time. So sidhani itaisha unless you choose iishe, but sidhani, which I hope, I don't know, but I think that is my choice. That is my feeling towards it. I think it does not happen. Haiendi kiisha power. It's you to decide. I think it's deliberate. Love is very deliberate. And Michelle, please, as I continue on, unaweza kuwa unasoma what people are saying because of time.
Okay.
So so I think that is number one for me, words of affirmation. Then the second love language ni quality time. Quality time. I think this is very interesting what Comfort has said. Maybe we can read that. Amesema, I think words of affirmation is a language does not apply to everyone. Different people speak different love languages. To show love to the one who speaks words of affirmation is a language I need to learn, although it could be a foreign language to me, which is very true. I was actually to come to that, whereby unajipata, maybe even in a family setup. Maybe for me, love language yangu ni words of affirmation, and love language ya mtu mwingine ama even a guy ni something else like quality time. So I think you get to learn, and that's why nimesema love is, you get out of the way to learn another love language for someone else. But because of time, tunaweza songa to quality time. Quality time ni whereby there's this person who loves to spend most of the time together with the people they love. Wanapenda go watch a movie together, they go they do maybe what do we call, horse riding together. Maybe they go eat popcorns together, eat lunch together. It happens that there are people who love that a lot. Wanapenda quality time together. Yani mkiwa na the person you love there, you are so okay, very okay. Actually, in an extent, there are people who are, if you just stay there and you do what you're doing and I do what I'm doing, you're two quality time together. Ama we tuna zima TV and then we are just there talking. There are people who love that quality time. And Michelle, what do you say about quality time?
Um, Quality time. Sorry. So quality time, it involves majorly on having conversations. Maybe like you go for a coffee date, and then you all that mwenye amekuinvite kwa coffee date, kitu tu anataka communicate ati is that anataka kuwa na wewe, like spend time, you get, or go to the movies. Those are people who like to spend time with them. And actually quality time is, it's so common with a lot of people, especially children. But a child, you can buy him or her so many gifts, but haoni worth yake ukicompare na ile mmecheza kalungulungu na you see. So like I feel like, I mean, my dad played soccer today and I feel so loved. So quality time is nice. It's actually it's written here. When you find out that the primary language of someone around you is quality time, always give your total attention, not undivided. Like we are talking with Beth today, and I'm like, Beth, and I'm in a chat, nakusikia Beth. You see, so undivided attention also makes the people whose primary love language is quality time feel so unloved. So unloved. Like in a conversation, dem ameshinda kifuliza, unisikii juko kwa simu. Nina kama unisikii, you see. So I think for you to be able to learn quality time, you have to put your mind to it and also make a choice to give undivided attention. Also, in quality time, we can state ingredients for a good conversation. That's where you share your thoughts and experiences, have a friendly tone, give true listening. Like it's good to unamsikiza, but you're also not listening. Like ushaona mtu anakusikiza lakini hakusikii in such a situation. So like you should have true listening and empathy. Don't sympathize with the person. If the person is telling you about maybe the death of a parent, so to say, if the person is giving you a situation where wamelala njaa, don't be like, guy, nililala njaa. As in, don't sympathize. Like you're trying to show her that maybe leo umelala njaa, but tomorrow you might find, or even you can offer something to help. You see. And another thing is you must have minimal interruption. Like we can't be conversing with Beth and akisema kitu suddenly I'm trying to put a point home. Like for example, she's trying to explain about a book she read, and I also read that book. And then ako kwa page 2, mimi nishafika page 30, nataka kumaanisha vile I'm so like mimi najua sana, you see. For people whose primary love languages is quality time, ensure that hata kama it's not your language, you should practice having minimal interruption. Another thing is listening skills. Maintain eye contact, which is very hard for young people nowadays. Maintaining eye contact, they tend to be off. So we should maintain eye contact, avoid multitasking. Like you can't be talking with your brother and you're also trying to talk with your boyfriend somewhere. You avoid multitasking. Quality times involves giving someone undivided attention, as I've said, and listening for feelings. Someone can be talking to you about something he or she has gone through, but you, for example, I say, miss, but the way I'm saying it's like I'm so sad. Like you should, as in when you're listening to someone, look for feelings that they're trying to show you on their face. That's what they need from you. Observe good language and do not interrupt. Also in quality time, we have quality activities. If you want to enjoy someone whose primary love language is quality time, also try to indulge activities, like invite her to movies, to soccer games, or something like. What else, Elizabeth? What else can I invite you to go?
maybe go watch a movie pamoja.
Go to the waterfalls and
Yes.
stuff, like or nature walks. That is quality time for me.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So kuna maswali mingi imeulizwa, but maybe we can first continue on the nini. We are noting all of them, but let me first finish with the love languages so that we may go to the question and answer forum and we get to answer all the questions. So the third one is receiving gifts. Yes, and this is another very interesting part whereby mostly inajulikana ni ya madem. I don't know if kuna vijana wanapenda kupewa gifts, but majorly the third love language is receiving gifts, whereby not the only way but the main way yenye unafeel umependwa ni ukipewa gifts. Someone buys you a bracelet, maybe a necklace, maybe shoes, maybe a beautiful dress, maybe some roses, maybe kuna watu penda kuonyeshwa that they are loved by being given gifts, whereby unapelekwa mahali and then you bought this beautiful dress and it looks beautiful and you feel loved. Kuna wengine pia they want to be bought, maybe it doesn't matter, maybe the price, maybe a small thing. Kuna wenye actually they don't even look at if it is bought or not. You can just go make up something like a small beautiful box imeandikwa kitu and you have made it yourself, and there are people who are going to appreciate that. So first off, that one is receiving gifts. Yes. What do you think, Michelle? You have anything to add on receiving gifts?
Yes, about gifts, you should understand the meaning of a gift. A gift is a visual symbol of love representing the giver. So the value of an item doesn't necessarily be about the price tag. It's about its meaning to the person, like who gave this to me. Do you understand? So gift is a tangible object that communicates love. So there's some people whom you can just make a simple gift, a simple necklace, like from beads and stuff you have collected, and say, when I see this, I just think of you, and give the person. Trust you me, that person whose primary love language is gifts will keep it like for eternity. Ata anaezaonesha washoshoko, washoshokorokoro. You see, like the generations to come and come. So some people really they really take gifts as great things. There are others ata usipowapea gifts and you still tell them nice words, they'll be like, this guy loves me. You get, even in families, you can, like, for example, if your mother's primary love language is gifts, you on maybe Mother's Day, you see like anapenda a certain what do mothers like? Okay, a certain lesson, and you see it's so old, and alafu decide to make a Beth hata leo nichukulie mom lesson. Trust you me, she'll always keep it and say, nilipenda na mtoto wangu, ananipenda. Hata ukimkosea that day and you still give her a gift, trust you me, she'll still value you the same way. So according to me, gift is it's a tangible symbol representing love. And for those whose love language, najua kuna watu sasa wanaonanga, there's a guy, okay, let me give an example. There's a guy whose primary love language is quality time, and for the girl is gifts, but the guy anapenda kusave, like ana hustle. So kwake anaona guys, so damn, birthday ni gift, holiday ni gift. So like hadi inafika point, but people don't understand. You don't necessarily have to give a gift that is so expensive to someone whose primary language is love. You can even make it yourself, or even write maybe let's say a letter or something. But if it's something that you gave it wholeheartedly to her, whose primary love language is gift, trust me, even without even the expensive necklaces, and you still want to save, she'll still value you the same way.
Thank you. I think tutaenda tu straight to the next love language, so that we get to answer maswali yote, and also we get to know how to identify our love language. So thank you for all the questions. Mnaweza endelea pia mkipost kwa chat, and yes, so that we can get to answer all of them. The fourth one, service, the fourth love language. So we have dealt with words of affirmation, tumedeal na quality time, tumedeal na receiving gifts. So the fourth one ni acts of service. Kuna watu hupenda if you do laundry for me, that is how I will feel loved. If you like utatu services tudogo, maybe massage. Kuna watu wanapenda massage sana, and they feel that is how they are loved. The services kama huto, and that is service whereby you get to do something for someone and they feel so loved. Maybe do house chores, maybe do as little as pia kufungulia mtu nini, as a gentleman unafungulia mrembo gari aingie ndani. So maybe that's an act of service. You can add a little on that, Michelle, before to get to the fifth one.
So acts of service, I think, should be done with eagerness, excitement, and humility. Ukishafanyia mtu like something, maybe it be a family member or someone, still lazima ushinde ukishow, because that it won't have the value it had in the first place. Like uko like, me as a best ni hiyo nguo anavaa ni mimi nimempea. You get such an example. Like if you're doing a service for someone, you don't have to brag about it, because you have done it out of love, and love should not be like una try to expose ati wendo upate sifa kumliko. And when you're trying to do a true service for someone, use your hands. Actually, you have to do something using your hands and your heart. It's not supposed, you're not supposed to do a certain service for someone out of manipulation. Like if I do this for Beth, I'm sure she will give me this and this. So if it's true service, you won't do it expecting something in return. And also use your brain. Choose the best service to do. Like you can't atinyende nimesha nje kuna matope kunyeshe tena, so hakuna tumefanya. So use your brain when you're doing the act of service. The best yenye unaona itaacha kama mark, si eti unafanya kitu itakuwa pointless. You get? Yeah, that's all I have for now.
Thank you. So we can go straight to the fifth love language, so that we get time to maybe answer maswali. So that's the last one, which is physical touch. If I can just review what we have had, tumekuwa na words of affirmation, tumekuwa na quality time, tumekuwa na receiving gifts, tumekuwa na acts of service. So we have physical touch, and this is also another interesting part where they are mostly inaweza julikana na inaka kulai on ladies. I don't know if there are guys who primarily love the physical touch. I don't know, maybe you can ask after this. But physical touch basically ni lenye hugs. There are people who love hugs. That is how they are shown love. They feel loved by maybe you give them a hug, holding their hands, maybe there are people who just love they wanna feel wamependwa through physical touch. Yeah. So maybe I don't know, Michelle, what do you have to add on that?
And for me, I think physical touch is the it's actually the tender affirming touch. That is a language for everyone. Let's say maybe it's not the primary, but most of us really, like physical touch can really tell whether that person loves you or not. If I come and I push you, that tells that I don't like you, right? But if I come and I just pat your shoulder or I hug you, that means I love you. It must not necessarily mean true love, but I think physical touch says a lot about someone when he or she is interested in you, or they are connected with you anyhow, like family or any type of connection. Some families also are very physical. Like there's this family you can go, like ukienda kuwasalimia umepanga line. This one hugs you, this one kisses you, this one pats you, this one slaps you. By the end of the line, ushapigwa. You feel like it's harassment, but that is so normal for them because that's their primary love language. Wamezoea mtu akikuja tunamkiss, tunampiga, tunamhug. By the time you over to the uncles and aunties, like you feel like you're being so harassed, but it's not offensive to them, but to you maybe it's offensive, right? So when it comes to touch, you need to be able to read people. Like unapoona Beth ni yule mtu akukasirika haraka, like naweza mshika ili take offensively. So read people if your primary language is physical touch. Also read relationships. Like I can't just come and hug a stranger. Then a stranger, and then after we have finished our conversation, that stranger kisses me. It's so weird, right? So learn the relationships you are in, and also read timing. You can't go, okay, for example, this happens to the people who are dating. The timing, like, yes, we know you're in love, yes, we know, but you can't go kissing on the road, right? Unless in movies, and that is acting. So it is not real. So you can't go kissing everywhere. Or your mom amekukasirikia and all over you're there hugging her. So you just have to learn the timing, unless you're joking. But you see, so if you want to express your love in form of physical touch, just read the people, read relationships, and read the timing. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I have.
I agree with you sana, ninagree na wewe kwa sababu there are people who actually hawapendi physical touch at all. So kuna watu ukidhani that is how you're showing love to them, and then waichukulia in an offensive way, which is bad. Anaweza ichukulia in an offensive way. And before we continue, maybe that leads us to something else now, because we are done with the with the love language. We have said new words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Those are the 5 love languages that are there. But before to continue, tunaweza sema I think when maybe we are dating, I think kuna kitu Comfort amesema kwa chat, amesema that getting to love someone else love language, maybe my love language inaweza kuwa ni words of affirmation, but that is not the love language of my partner ama the love language of my sisters or my family members. So it gets to a point where you get to learn another love language for the sake of, because mostly we tend to, because yangu ni words of affirmation, nitakuja kuambia venye wewe ni mrembo, venye ninakupenda, and then because I am expecting that in return. I'm expecting you to reciprocate that in return. But I think kuna watu wako na, we have different love languages. So whoever comes into your life, I think we get to learn their love language, and we get to kutoka out of our comfort zone to learn the other love language, which is maybe kama huyo mwingine ni quality time. Actually, there's something I read inasema sometimes we get to do things we hate for the sake of our loved ones. Tunafanya kitu yenye hatupendi ili tupendeze that other person. So I think pia that is very important, that it might be as hard as learning a foreign language. Inaweza kuwa that hard, but it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile getting to learn someone else's language, because maybe that is how they want to be shown love. And moving on, I'd want us first to tuone how we can get to learn our own love language before to songe, because we get to answer the maswali. So how can we identify our love language? First of all, we need to observe our own behavior. How do you conduct your things? How do you do how's your day? How do you do your thing? If you can get to observe your own behavior, you can actually get to know your love language, because that we need to first start na here, getting to know our love language. First of all, we get to learn our own behavior. Secondly, notice your own request. Kama wewe ni ile mtu mwenye maybe every time you want to go to movie together, you want to go to horse riding together, that definitely means that your primary love language is quality time. Ama if you're one person maybe who wants to be told ninakaa aje, unavaa nguo unaenda na view, ninakaa aje, you want to be told that those sweet words. It might be your love language ni words of affirmation, ama you are the one person who nisaidia kufanya hii, nisaidia kufanya ile ingine. Maybe yours can be acts of service, and kuna watu hupenda hugs by the way, so yao inaweza kuwa ni physical touch. Then the third one, you listen to your complaints. What you're complaining about. Unaweza sikia maybe your partner ama your sister ama your friend ako like, na siku hizi hunibayangi, na siku hizi hunifanyangi hii, na siku hizi usemangi hivi siku hizi. Those complaints can help us kujua love language yetu. Yes, and maybe the fourth one, you ask the right questions, and then the fifth one, take the love languages profile. Yes, I think those are the 5 ways of getting to understand nini, getting to understand our love language. Then I don't know, ninaona kuna moja QOB, I don't know if ameinua mkono to maybe say something.
Yeah, Kiobi alikuwa ameinua mkono for a very long time.
Yes, sorry.
Maybe
Kiobi, it's okay. You can switch on your mic and be able to and speak. Switch on your mic. Right. Before she does that, Elisha Jibiwa. Okay, good. So I think before she does that, maybe I should add something as well, if the hosts will allow me, that is. Oh, good. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So how do you learn your love language? The best way to learn your love language is, first of all, number one, for you, like you said, to understand your love language. If, for example, you're the kind of person who you remember dates of birthdays and you want to be gifted, like I think Elizabeth has already said, it's important for you to know and understand the kind of person that you are and the kind of language that you resonate to. And then to make it easier so that it's not sounding like a foreign language, look for people who complement your love language, right? So if not someone who's similar to your love language, if you're dating someone, date someone who you know. If you're a person who appreciates gifts, you love to receive gifts, please get a guy who loves to give gifts. And I know a lot of times ladies have been criminalized for having a love language of receiving gifts. Please understand yourself. If you're the type of person, me by the way, mi kade, mi napendanga tu kupewa gift, mi na si kwa ubaya. Hivyo niko, you'll find guys who love to give gifts. They live to give gifts. There are guys who, and I know guys are here that will tell you, we love being superheroes. We love being the Superman to our ladies. So we love coming to the rescue of our ladies. So I love to buy gifts. There are people who love to buy gifts, and there are people, as they love to buy gifts, they also love to be gifted. I think the best thing to explain this is how you see, wazungu's always gifting one another every once in, yani unaona every time mtu akikosea amebebewa flowers, sijui mtu akifanya nini things like that. If you're a guy who loves quality time, Michelle amechoma. Michelle kuna amechoma. But here's the thing. Quality time is all about what Michelle said. It's about guys who just like spending time with you. So as a girl or as a guy, find a lady who's just comfortable eating popcorns and watching movies or a series in the house. There are people who just love that, like Michelle said. And if you're the kind of guy who loves physical touch, because I think Elizabeth asked if there are guys who like that. Truth is, yes, there are guys who love physical touch. There are guys, and I think the best thing to explain this is PDA, public displays of affection. You'll find kuna couples lazima washikane, hata wakitembea wapi, hiyo ndio inasemanga tunapendana, kama tushikani kuna shida, So find someone who complements your love language so that you don't have to learn a foreign language. Let me give an example. I love Italian. I speak Italian comfortably, hence my name Rodrigo. How do I speak Italian? Because for me, Italian and English is very close together. Italian isn't like German, the way you study German. German, the way you pronounce things is not the way you say things. Italian, if you see C-E-A, is just like that. K, just like that. Hakuna tofauti. So that's the beauty about Italian and Swahili. That's why I'm able to get it. For someone else, they're not able to get the same thing. For someone else, they love that German and they can be able to get that German. So for you as a person, make this life easier for yourself. God knows how difficult love is, as for now. So make your life easier by finding someone who complements what you already have.
Thank you. So Michelle, you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I think we can be answering people's questions, right?
Yes, I think we can do that. Uh, but before that, maybe I can ask. It's something nimepitia hapo nikaona. I have this question maybe, and I don't know if Mercy Edu is with us, anaweza nisaidia kujibu this swali.
I'm here. I can hear you.
So this swali niko nayo, maybe you can help me answer.
Okay.
Kuna hii swali specifically nimeona very interesting yenye mtu ameuliza. Do you think that formation is fades with time?
Oh, I think I also saw that comment earlier. For me, it does. I don't know how many in the forum are married, but I am. But it's not been too long. But I feel I need that every other day. And I don't think I have grown tired to hear my husband tell me I look good. And also now him being a words of affirmation person, oh, you should see the smile on his face when I do tell him he looks good. Just hiyo tu akitokea anaenda kwa kazi. It kind of just boosts the mood in the morning, yeah?
Exactly.
And it doesn't grow old, especially when meant. I think, are you being sincere? You're not just saying it for the sake of. When you're being sincere, then it will always be appreciated. Even when you're kind, when you're like now, I lived to watch my grandparents grow old. And something my grandfather would do in the morning, well, he'd tell us, since we wouldn't be there in the bedroom, but he'd tell me, you see your show to give her a good mood in the morning. I tell her, oh, good morning, my love, you're beautiful. Nini, the words that would work for her. And then he'd be like, oh, now can you go and make breakfast for me? Then she'd have a good mood that day. And they were in their 70s, thereabout at that time. So it never grows old, if you ask me. May I also comment on something I've had? Rodriguez, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Say.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Okay. I would beg to differ in the approach of looking for someone who matches your love language, because sometimes I think it's the differences that make that help complement one another. So it's not too difficult to learn, and it's good to put in that effort because it helps you to cherish the person that you're with. So it's okay to have someone whose love language is completely different, but you can learn, and you could even discover something else about yourself that you didn't know in the process. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
No, I totally 100% agree. But then that's the other thing. We need to be able to understand ourselves. If you're within the capacity to be able to understand someone else's love language that is completely different from yours, have a go at it, shine at it. But if you are like me, for example, I like making my life easy. Hey, please. I like people who compliment what I have. So yes, you're right. We can always learn. And this is the thing about life. It's always a learning opportunity. So yes, I agree 100% with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I hope you are still learning. Maybe I can go straight to what people are saying kwa chat. Is this another interesting thing nimeona? Levi iko wapi? Kuna hii yenye nasema what happens when men get short replies? It makes them feel sidelined. Rodrigo, if you can, is it true that when men get short replies, wanna feel sidelined?
Again, thank you. Again, it depends on your love language. If I'm a guy, sorry, not if I'm a guy. Of course, I'm a guy. So being a guy, if I'm the kind of guy who loves quality time, and part of that quality time manifests in texts, then I need to be with the kind of girl that can actually communicate. You know, like the person who invests in texting. Because there are people who you'll find, Mimi, I'm a one sentence, one phrase, one word kind of guy. Have you ever met the chicks who reply with K? And you're wondering, sasa huyu, na nimemwandikia, you see, sasa, naona vile mnatingiza kichwa vizuri, juu you know, those kind of people. Wana vile madem huko anatingiza tu vichwa ati K, yes. You know? So we want kind of people. We want those kind of people. If you're a kind of guy who is you know, who loves quality time, you want that kind of chick who will sit down with you and text until 4 a.m, right? For me, texting pisses me off. Like kuna time itafika tu ni jam and I just call. It's not that I don't like to, you know, quality time, but for me, the perfect manifestation of it is through calls. So we can spend a lot of time talking on calls, but texts are annoying. So to answer your question, it varies from individual to individual. It varies from man to man.
Naona hata kuna mwenye chapeana example hapa. Ati him, you okay? Yeah. Very interesting. Thank you so much for that. Michelle, maybe unaweza tusomea kitu interesting.
From the charts, right?
Yes.
Oh, there's this one from, I don't know, is it from J.RODRIGUEZ at job? Yeah, I think it's about intimacy. Without commitment awakens desires, physical emotion that neither person can justly meet. I gave a Bible verse. Well, I don't understand what intimacy without commitment. What did they mean?
Sarah,
I think
Hey.
this one that Job wrote. Who's talking? Sarah. Sarah, talk to us.
Oh, hi, Michelle. I was talking about intimacy without commitment. This is where you kind of get the guy and the girl, and you guys are just so intimate. But then, like, you're not really sure about this thing. And then, like, probably the guy love language, like his love language is the physical touch or something. With the girl, like, she has to be very careful about that, because for as much as you have to understand your partner, like, for you to satisfy his love language too, and to show him that you also get what he's saying to you, like, you have to take action. And there's a quote I love about Shonda, like, she talks about, like, we ladies, a man can never do something on your body unless you allow him to do. So if your guy does like the physical, the physical touch or something, and then like it raises emotions in you, and that you just don't want to pass over it. So like I think it calls for you to like control it, because if a guy has to touch you, like you have to show, because definitely you're a woman. You're not just like just a mere timber or something. So like you're supposed to understand from him, and that like, dude, we can't go extent of this. So like you have to understand it from that side. That is what I was meaning by intimacy without commitment. Awakens the desires, because it's like icing without a cake. I mean, what is it for? Like, who takes ice without a cake? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like for me, actually, I personally can't allow anyone to touch me if I don't. Okay. It depends. I'm Shika aje, by the way. I'm an Elizabeth. Just for maybe, for example, a stranger just can't touch me, or hey, guy, I don't care whether it's your primary language or not, but you can't. Like, no, you can't. Why, bona, that tumepata na leo. But okay, let's say dating, you made a choice. As we say, love is a choice. You made a choice to be there. And if your guy, and you truly love him, his primary love language is touch, or yes, that's physical touch, and yes, it's not. You have to do it because he's in that. But I don't mean that you go that like that intimacy. I don't have limits here. As for me, I support intimacy when you're almost getting married and stuff. You get those yeah. So for me, if it's not yours and you're not comfortable with the guy, I don't think you should entertain him at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
The reason as to why I say that is because it's actually a primary love language to some of these men. Like to him, if you don't do that, then you're not even giving him anything. Like that is that men are to yeah. It just comes like if you just get a guy whose primary love language is the physical touch, definitely you have to act to that. I was meaning it to the ones who are so into that.
Mhm.
I think love language, that is for physical touch. If you're both into each other, I don't think how it should be an issue. But kama bado mko ish, like you're still debating, I don't think mnafahamu entertain. Like this one, Derry has said, I think intimacy without commitment means that they both not really into it, but they are into physical touch. Could be a reason why in many relationships, some are there for the goods and leave.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
but
see, like I said,
yeah.
that's why I began by, and I'm so sorry for interfering. No, not interfering, as in interrupting. That's why I was saying it's very important, even during the dating process, for you to find the kind of man or the kind of woman who has the same or a complementing love language. That way, you'd be able to understand one another. Because the purpose of love language is for you to be able to communicate. Again, remember, there's the last word, which is language. So language is all about communicating. And there's no way, and this is my example, there's no way, how does a blind how does a blind man marry a lady who's deaf, for example? Because we know a lady who's deaf can't hear and can't speak. And a man who's blind can't see. So how do they communicate? It's impossible. It's almost impossible. Let me say that it's almost impossible. So find someone who complements what you have. So when you're bringing to the table, it's not I'm bringing 50 and you're bringing 50. It's me. I have my 100%. You have your 100%. Let's bring it together to make it 200%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nice.
agree.
Thank you, Rodrigo.
And also later nimeona very interesting pia about words of affirmation, and I think ni Sarah alikuwa amesema akasema that true or words of affirmation, but one thing, John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars, which is a very interesting book as well, and Women Are From Venus, as he gives the differences between the men and women. He talks of words of affirmation, like women always want more of communication, which is very true. Words from the man, women find it loving when you communicate. Most women are drawn to a man who really communicates, an aspect that most men forget after they get the girl. That is very true. I think I agree with that. Even with what Masi amesema that it doesn't fade away. It doesn't fade away. You get to words of affirmation ni hiyo kuambiana asubuhi unakaa poa. It still happens even in marriages, tumeambiwa. So sidhani ni kitu ya kufade away. Yes, so Michelle, anything else you have to add?
Yeah, I've seen Sharon Wendwa has said physical touch is not primarily about sex. There are non-sexual touches like walking while holding hands, pecks and hugs, etc. So I think Sharon, yeah, like you've said it so well. Physical touch. Oh, I'm sorry about the text. Physical touch, it can limits yake, like holding hands, it's fine. Holding hands, if you two are dating, they expect you people to be holding hands, like touching each other's shoulder, but iko na limit yake. Na limit, it will depend on you two penye mnataka. So if you're both into doing something else, I think if it's comfortable for both of you, then why not? Yeah. What else? Oh, I wanted to emphasize on a point of words of affirmation. In order for you to speak out words that are true and sincere, you must have a forgiving heart. People annoy each other daily basis. Like I can just wake up one morning and I step on my brother and we start to fight. But if he doesn't have that forgiveness in his heart, he'll be telling me, no, cousin kutembea kama kipofu. How many cousins you see? So in order to speak affirming words that will have value on someone or make someone feel loved, you have to process your anger first, and you have to have a forgiving heart. That for me, I think words of affirmation, they enhance a relationship. They're not supposed to break them. So if you don't have forgiveness in your heart, you'll be talking out of anger, out of revenge, out of spiteful words for something that happened maybe yesterday. I say most people destroy what is supposed to happen today because of yesterday. So as you proceed, forgive, sameheni. That's how it will be easy to afford, because I can't be so angry at bed, then I wake up. You look beautiful. How that makes sense, right? So if you have a forgiving heart and you try to process your anger and you speak out, like if you have conflict, speak it out and you solve it. That's how affirming words will come to be. Yeah.
And also, maybe to add something, as far as affirming words are concerned, and again, so sorry, hosts, for interrupting.
It's okay.
There's a beautiful quote by Machiavelli during one of his rantings. He says this: "He who wishes to be obeyed must learn how to command."
Right.
He who wishes to be obeyed must learn how to command. So if you're with a lady as well, and if you guys are doing, if your love language is words of affirmation and all that, make sure, like I think it's Faith who said it, that don't just say it for the sake of saying it, actually mean it, because in the meaning of it, then that's how it starts to make sense, right? Yes.
Yeah. And also don't allow someone's choices to wreck your life. Like, okay, we have these people, they have a powerful tongue, but the tongue has the power of life. Yes. I don't know, but I chose not to be the reason someone dies spiritually or emotionally, because there's some words you can say and it breaks someone's heart forever. Like, a word, utaisikia, iende process straight to their heart and it breaks you like forever, you see? So we should say words that are encouraging and that are, even though you don't have a reason to, just say it, because words can really kill someone's dreams. If today I come and tell Beth, your voice is so bad, no choir, how do you feel?
Yeah.
But you me Beth had a altar. Trust me, even though she sang so well and the pastor comes and tells her, Beth, we want you to sing Hataim, but just because Michelle said, you have a bad voice, others you choir and stuff. So learn to say nice words to people. Come on, don't kill people's dreams. Even though I'm not singing well, you don't have to tell me like you're trying to crush me, right? You just come and tell me like, Michelle, hard, you have off-key issues, which I do, though I'm changing. So you just come and tell me. So that's where the point where we said what you say is important, but how you say it also matters a lot. Back to you, Beth.
And there's also something else nimeona hapa, another interesting thing yenye ni Sharon amesema when someone's love language is words of affirmation, insults and harsh words cut deep and stays for long. Nimekubaliana na yeye 100%, because actually for me personally, my primary love language ni words of affirmation. So any harsh word itakaa for long and itakaa so deep. As actually Michelle umesema is an example. When someone says something negative of maybe how I think, maybe how I do what, that will stay. And still, for someone like me, words of affirmation, I get to remember the nice words that I am told. If you tell me I look beautiful, I will get to remember that, because now that's my love language, which is very true. Naona watu wana chat vizuri sana. Thank you so much for your comment. Actually hata ninaona majibu zingine, maswali zingine zinajibiwa. I am looking for a question, because ninaona hapa there is a good nini nasonga a conversation. There's this thing that that is Michelle amesema, all relationships are shaped by our relationship with your parents. Love from mom gives us comfort and encouragement. That is very true. Lack of parental love often motivates children to look for love elsewhere, and this bring disappointing results. Like it or not all relationships springs from the relationships you have with your parents. Very true. Kuna mwenye hapo amesema Mercy on point. Our differences bring us together. Icing on the cake. At least both parties will make efforts to better know the party. So I have a question. I have a question. Nimeiona but nimekosa kuispot. If maybe for example, my love language is words of affirmation. And I am in this relationship, and maybe my guy hajui story na words of affirmation. So if, because maybe tunatenda ni kuonyeshe words of affirmation so that it may be reciprocated to me. So my question is, what if our love language is not reciprocated? Should we suppose, does it inafaa kuwa like a sign ya kutoka kwa hiyo relationship ama? What do you think, Rodrigo?
Well, thank you again. If you're in a relationship and the guy, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. The guy doesn't understand that your love language is words of affirmation. Yes.
Yeah, reciprocate. Maybe I am there.
He understands, and he knows about love languages. He knows your love language, but he's not reciprocating it to you. Oh, my dear, run like the wind. Run like you've never run before. Use a wheelchair. Use my wheelchair if you want. Oh, God. In fact, I'll come pick you up with my wheelchair. We run. Because here's the thing. Like I said, you are in this life. Because here's the thing about life. We only live it once, and therefore we have to be very careful who we let into our lives. Your personal space and your peace of mind is the number one priority above everything else. We were discussing with someone, and we were saying, when it comes to stand in front of, Kina Saint Peter at the gates of heaven, we will all stand alone, and you will only be responsible for yourself. And so what we usually say is, the people that you let into your life should be people that are complementing the positivity of the person that you are, right? People who let people who bring out the best version of you. So if you're with someone who does not understand your love language, then try and teach them. Try and teach them first. But then you see, here's the thing with teaching. You can teach someone, and at the end of the day, they don't understand the language that you're giving. Because again, like, we were talking about foreign languages and all. So you can't teach me German. I don't want to learn German. I don't. I can, but I don't. But, I want to learn Italian. I already know it. So that's the thing. Get someone who understands who you are. And if you realize that they don't understand the kind of person that you are, don't be afraid to walk out. Do you know why? Because the thing about life is this. Life is a consequence. Life is a sequence of your choices. And at the end of the day, your peace of mind and your well-being is what is most important. If you're with someone who is willing to learn your love language and be able to reciprocate it, ni sawa. But then again, the question comes in, do you have the time to teach? Because that's the other thing with women, with ladies, with females. They are not willing to sit down with their men and teach their men. Women expect men know everything. Ati wakati mwanaume afanyi kitu, then it becomes a discussion of, sijui nini nini. But that's the thing. If you're willing to sit down with your man and teach your man how you, and he understands and he reciprocates, that's okay. That's awesome.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Nice.
But tumeiangalia kwa sekta ya in a relationship. You have not like committed your life to that person. You're not married yet. Now, what happens when your love language is not reciprocated and you're already married? Will you also tell me to?
If you're already married, no. Here's the thing: if you're already married, the thing about marriage is marriage is compromise. That's the beauty about it. Marriage is about compromise. So if you've already gotten married to a man who doesn't understand your love language, the first thing I'll ask you, Kwani, what were you doing when you were dating? What the heck were you doing? What the heck were you guys doing when you were courting, so that you find yourself in this situation? But let's assume they did not know about Gary Chapman and the 5 love languages and all those things. So if you do find yourself in those kind of situations, then you have to sit down with one another and communicate. Start teaching one another how to love one another. Because like you remember what I think we said this, at the beginning. And I love that you kept saying, Michelle and you you kept saying, the both of you, that there's the primary love language, but then you forgot to tell people there's the second love, the secondary love language. For example, me, I'm a guy who loves quality time. Primary love language, number one, right? My second love language, my secondary love language is acts of service, right? So if I don't get someone who has quality time, probably they have something that's close to acts of service. Yeah, so with those two things, you can be able to at least learn how to find common ground and be able to navigate if you're already married. If you are not, can you all hear me clapping? If you are not, run, baby, run. Run like the wind. Run, run, run. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I will give Niwana job alikuwa ameinua mkono. I don't know if he can. Sijui kama ako bado.
Wanaume wako wapi tuongee kwa hii session? Wanaume.
Job you can amesema alikuwa anataka kucomment kuhusu physical touch. Job.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, hi.
Oh, so I wanted to comment. I would have loved to comment on the physical touch, about the physical touch. So I'm assuming that we are sharing in this platform as guys who are born again.
Yes.
So according to my own beliefs, personally, I think when it comes to physical touch, there's that conscience that tells you every time that you're with someone, if you have the Spirit of God in you, that whether they are the right ones for you or not, because we're told in the Bible that we are children of God when we have the Holy Spirit who guides and counsels us. And I'm sure every time you're with somebody, the Holy Spirit is always next to you, tell you whether. So touch, I think personally, if I would have engaged in it, I think by now I would have touched a dozen girls in my life, and that's why I made the decision to, like, when I meet somebody new every time, I always pray and listen to God even before I get to that aspect of dating and getting to know somebody. So whenever God says no, it's a no for me.
Sorry, Job, we didn't get that last part. Please switch off your mics.
So about personal touch, I think for physical touch, it should be there when you're sure that you're getting married to that person for real, and you have the affirmation of the Holy Spirit. And God has diverse ways of to ask.
Sorry, Job. Kidogo, Job. Dale 13. Dale 13, switch off your mic. Switch off your mic, Baba. Dale 13, we can hear you and we can see you smiling. Switch off your mic. Switch off your mic, Baba.
Okay. So can I continue? Hello.
Sorry, we're having a bit of difficulty.
It's okay.
Right. You can continue now. You can continue. Sorry, so sorry for that. Job, we can switch on your mic. Job, switch on your mic.
Okay, I got it. So I was sharing in a platform of born again people, because I know here nobody would really judge me, because I share out with my friends who are not born again, and every time we have a discussion like this, the things you share, you get like they get to think that maybe you're fooling yourself around when you say that you're not going to touch somebody when you're not married to them, when you're dating them. But I personally think that as I've shared, that we have the Holy Spirit who will always guide us and counsel us and tell us whether we are doing the right thing at the right moment. So it doesn't have to be that you have to show physical touch or physical language to affirm that you love somebody. I think you first get the affirmation from God himself, from the Holy Spirit, as we've been told in the Bible that will always counsel us, that this is the right person for you. So you will not have that like before you even get into the dating scene, that you've prayed about God helping you not to waste your time and energy and resources into somebody that you'll never get married to. So I think it's about your personal relationship with God and how you move with God, how you move with the Holy Spirit. And if he confirms that this is the right person, then I think you can go ahead. And I think whenever God, if James 1:17 gets fulfilled into our lives, then I don't believe there is any wrong when you hold somebody's hand, because it's one way of showing an affection, your affection to them. But I also think that we should be very careful, because our bodies tend to like, let's not trust our bodies that much, that tunasema ati when you hold somebody's hand, when you pat their back, when you get that peck, that you're not going to get deceived. At the end of the day, we are humans, and we are more than likely to get deceived to go to the next level. So I think it's our personal relationship with God that can really help us or make us to respect the other person, even when God brings them along in our lives. Thank you.
If someone who is asking, do you know God? Let me read. How does God show you this is the right person? Beth. Hello, Beth. You Beth.
Hello.
You heard the question.
Umesikia hiyo jibu, sasa mtu ameuliza hapo, yeah, how does God show this is the right person? I think first of all, through prayer. Through prayer, you get to pray, uombe, and ask God. If you're having a certain person in mind, unaomba God akusaidie to get to know. Then another thing is your conscience. One thing najua, conscience yako inakuanga kinda connected to the Holy Spirit. So unaona kale kakitu kanakwambianga, don't go to that place, don't do this, you can do that. So pia kuna ako kenye unaweza jua, you can be able to tell. You can be able to feel, maybe mtu anaye una feel like nini kama mko nini kama it is worthwhile. So one thing kuomba, okay, you pray. If one thing I am sure of is that God huwa anajibu maombi, so you pray, and then the thing is your own feeling kabisa. If you feel
Dale, sorry, Elizabeth. Dale, switch off your mic. Thank you. Switch off your mic, or we will switch it off for you. Trust that we will switch it off for you. There we go. Right. Sorry. Continue, Elizabeth.
yes, I think that is mainly for me. I think kuomba na pia your questions. What do you think, Michelle? Unaonaje? What do you think? How will you get to know?
For me, I think when you have the right person, you will know. Unajua tu ni the right person. I think so.
Yes. Masi Edu.
Yeah.
How will you tell? How will you know huyo mtu ni wako?
How did I know? Lol. I agree with some of the things that you've already shared with, actually. Yeah. And I hope what I'll say will not sound contradictory. But let me start with agreeing with the fact that being a born again person, you want to allow the Holy Spirit to lead you. So there's that aspect of really relying on God, hearing God. So through the Holy Spirit, He will speak to you. And as you're praying, I believe even there are scriptures that communicate, especially, scripture is relevant for every season of your life, for everything that you're going through, yeah? So I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
You can, eh? So I'm even what I'm sharing as I share, it's like what really for me worked, and it is not cut on stone again. Every experience is different. So scripture works for every season of life. And at that point, in that time of prayer, scriptures, God helped me come across scriptures that were speaking to that situation and like a confirmation. This is the way to go. And then prayer through the Holy Spirit, yeah. And then there's how you hear God through the circumstances around you. You begin to see things just falling into place. They just come to confirm what you already know. But the most important thing is God put it in your heart first. Hawa wengine, even your friends and family or whoever. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Sorry.
you, Faith. We can hear you.
Sorry. Okay. So even the other people are just coming to confirm what God has already put in your heart. So there's also now this other thing that I was saying might sound contradictory, but there's ile pia mi nikaulizwa kuna the moment someone approaches you, there's just how utaona tu. The way Michelle was saying, it sounds like an ambiguous thing to say, but kuna ile utaona aki huyu nitamwestia time na nitamweka parking, there is no need even before you engage in prayer. Kuna ile tu, somehow you know, but kuna ile you feel, hey God, I think here I need your direction. But and that's why I usually say, especially the Christian sisters, at ile every answer unapeana ni let me take time to pray. Sometimes, to be honest, kuna wale ungekuwa release kitambo na wakaendelea na safari yao. So I usually wouldn't advocate for kuweka mtu parking. Na for sure unajua hapa you don't see anything coming out of it. But the most important, anyone I will talk to nitakwambia, please let God akuwe alishakuongelesha first wewe. Usikuje kuambiwa alikuotea wewe. If the Lord who is the Lord is not an author of confusion. So kama uliota na wewe utaota ama you will have something about it. In those many words,
Okay.
that's what I
Thank you so much.
Are we almost done?
Yes,
Yes.
I think we need to finish up now.
Yeah.
So Michelle, unaweza tuambia kitu ya mwisho as we finish up. But for me, to thank you all for attending the session. I hope we have gotten to learn something. Hata kama maybe hatujaweza kujibu maswali yote, I think we have been able to learn. Yes, so Michelle, tatuambia nini ya mwisho?
So thank you all for coming. This was great. This was awesome. It was so informative. Like I've enjoyed each and everything of it. Actually, I've learned a lot. I personally, I hope all of you have learned a lot also. I think we have concluded that love is a choice, and we'll keep on trying to discover our own love languages with time. I know some of us don't know our love languages, but you can go and look for the book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Languages of Love. It will help you a lot, trust me. I also want to thank God for this opportunity. This thing has been awesome. Without him, hatungekuwa hapa. I also want to thank the company that has empowered this session, J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment Collective. Thank you for this grand opportunity. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram at J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment Group, and also on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, comment, and like all the videos. I don't think I have much to say, Beth.
Yes.
Thank you for
Because of time maybe tunaweza maliza hapo, but with Sharon tukimalizia kusema there are many God-fearing people whose paths are straight, but life is always unfair to them. But I think we need to have this topic some other time, as Derry has said, because we need to finish up. So thank you so much for joining us. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much for being with us the whole time. Then we have another session next Friday, so we hope to see you all. Pia for our meetings, and we have a lot aligned for you all. So for me, it's just Mungu awabariki sana. Thank you so much. So Rodrigo, maybe you can say something as we wind up.
Mano, I just want to say, J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment is all about bringing the youth together and giving them a platform to speak. We're all about making sure we meet with industry professionals, and this is what we're doing. Currently, our brand ambassador is Mitchell Midigo, which is why you can see her, talking about everything that she's talking about. And yes, we look to make this thing a program, an actual program. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's joining. Again, my name is Rodrigo, or rather Julius Rodrigo Mwaura, if that makes it easier for some of us here. And yes, like Elizabeth and Miss Midigo said, learn your love languages, and I like what Sharon has said, and I think Michelle and Elizabeth, we need to make this a topic, like I think Derry said. We need to make this a topic because, yeah, like what Sharon said, it's correct. And I think, Faith also said it, that, different things work for different people. So there are people who love God and have been with God, but, a few things have been unfair here and there. So we will think about that. We will think about that, Sharon, next Friday, same time, yeah? Next Friday, same time, these guys will have another show. We are proud to sponsor this show. We are proud to present this show for you guys. Again, thank you very much for coming. This has been, what do we call this show again?
Youthful Expressions.
Yes, Youthful Expressions. And thank you so much for coming. Subscribe to Michelle will write Instagram so that we will post this video so that all of you can be able to get this recording, and all of you can be able to, watch it over and over again. Next time when we have a session, we'll also make sure we are recording these sessions for the purposes of those people who would like to watch it again. I'd like to thank those people who are there. Thank you so much, Job, for coming. Thank you so much, Zeus, for making time. I know you have a busy schedule. And of course, everyone else that was here. It was a true pleasure. Thank you, Comfort, for being one of the most frequent members here. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I see Dale is here. Dale umekuja late, usijali, hapa kuna mademu wengi sana tutakatia ama utakatia technically, so either way uko sawa, hujasahaulika, right? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Nimemaliza Elizabeth. Mwaura, my namesake, nimemaliza.
Asante sana. Kuna mmoja anasema hapa, Job anasema ifanyeni twice a week. We have that in mind. Tutafikiria kuhusu hiyo story, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Generally, shukran sana for coming. Dale, thank you so much for coming late. At least tuweza kujua kitu ya mwisho. So thank you so much. Mine is just saying thank you na Mungu awabariki sana. And we have another session in the evening, by the way, so you guys, you can also.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. We have another session in the evening, and the person that is coming is the amazing award-winning painter. Her name is Ann Muiti, and she was awarded by the United Nations. If ever you see dignitaries from around the world being given paintings, that's most likely her paintings that have been given to those dignitaries. So join us at 7:30 p.m. with Zoom Room with Ella. That's another one of our programs. Yeah, and we're going to be talking to Anne and about her life with the brush and the challenges that she's been going through and all that kind of stuff. I see Tugi is there. Asante Sana, my director. My band director is right there with Michelle. They are doing something about singing. They are going to perform somewhere. Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. What time is
the Zoom session at Journey is 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're also going to have a session where we're asking Ann Muiti the questions. And of course, next Friday, apart from this Friday, we're going to have David Sanders, who's the guy behind Cox Studio Season 1 to Season 3. So we're going to have David Sanders come talk to singers and talk to you about joining Cox Studio and the kind of things you'd want to do. So we're having amazing people.
So you can use the same link kuingia the
Yes. As we don't, J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment does not change the link. We use the same link, and now we've made it possible so that you don't have to insert the password. All you need is just a link, and you'll join directly without having to be asked about the password. So save this link. Anytime you have a session, this is the link you'll be using. So even as we're having David Sanders, and I think at some point we're going to have Honorable Raila Odinga coming in. So yeah. Same link all through.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. I hope Job amejibiwa about the link. So yes, thank you so much. We meet in the evening for the evening session. Yes, asante. So I think we can just leave. Amaje.
Yeah.
Nisa, watu watoke wakakunywa breakfast.
Thank you.